Hey, this is Mitch Hart today with a 5-minute session on how to sell any fluid exchange or fluid service. Now, what's interesting is I normally begin this by sharing with a group or a service advisor that I can teach anyone how to sell anything in 2 minutes. And it all begins with a simple sentence. Do you know what a brake fluid exchange does? There's only two responses that a customer can have, yes and no. If a customer says yes, then you come back with great, then you know how important it is. Because see, if a customer already knows what you're trying to offer them or sell them, we don't want to get into detail about it. Here is how the exchange would be if it were, an awkward exchange of something other than great, then you know how important it is. So you ask a customer, do you know what a brake fluid exchange does? And they say, yeah, I did one of those a couple of years ago on my wife's vehicle. And then you respond as a service advisor, well, let me share with you what I think it does. And you go into great detail about how brake fluid is hygroscopic or that needs to be done every 3 years. And the person is saying, man, I already told you I knew what a brake fluid exchange does. Why are you going over this? It makes it seem like you don't believe the customer, or you think that they don't have the information to make the decision. So it all begins with the simple question, do you know what a brake fluid exchange does? Now, 90% of the people are going to say no for a myriad of reasons. One, they don't want to be embarrassed by saying they do know what a brake fluid exchange does if they don't. But most of it is they want to know what you know. So most people are going to respond no. When they respond no, you say the same thing for every fluid exchange. Well, what we want to do is get rid of all the old broken down fluid and replace it with brand new fluid. This is going to help with the performance of the unit, and it helps you avoid costly repair and breakdown. That's the essence of what that brake fluid exchange does. And then I counsel people, go for the close. So that, along with your other services, will bring your total investment today to $385.96. We can have everything completed by 3 o'clock. All I need is your authorization. So then I go through the steps again. And I say, this time, instead of asking me what a brake fluid exchange does, ask me what a power steering fluid exchange does. So do you know what a power steering fluid exchange does? Nah, what's it do? Well, what we want to do is get rid of all the old broken down fluid and replace it with brand new fluid. Then I stop them and I say, ask me what a coolant exchange does. So they say, do you know what a coolant exchange does? And I say, nah, man, I don't. And they say, well, what we're doing is getting rid of the old coolant and replacing it with brand new coolant. And I say, stop right there. Ask me what a transmission fluid exchange does. And they say the same thing. And normally they have a smile on their face, out with the old, in with the new, right? And I say, that's right. And then I ask them, what does an oil change do? And they say, well, we're getting rid of all the old oil and replacing it with brand new oil. And I say, that's right. I said, how about a cabin air filter replacement? What are we doing when we replace a cabin air filter? And they say, well, we're taking out the old cabin air filter and replacing it with a brand new one. And I say, now close me on it. How much is it? And they say, $45. When's it going to be ready? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I sit there with number 3 and they say, all I need your authorization. I say, you're right. Now close me on a brake job. And they say, well, do you know what a front brake job does? And I say, no. And they say, well, we take off the old brake pads and we put on new, we resurface the rotor so your vehicle stops better. And then they close me the same thing, the same way every time. It's $387. We can have it done by 2 o'clock. All I need is your authorization. So to sell a fluid exchange is the exact same thing as to sell nearly everything on your service drive. You ask somebody, do you know what a 4-wheel alignment does? When they say no, you come back with the basic elements of what it does. Well, we're going to make sure that all 4 of your tires are going straight down the road. It's going to help those tires last longer and for you to stop better. Do you know what a brake fluid exchange does? Yeah, we're getting rid of the old brake fluid, replacing it with new. Do you know what a spark plug replacement does? Out with the old, in with the new. Do you know what an oil change does? Out with the old, in with the new. Do you know what I'm selling you? There are 2 responses. Yes, great, then you know how important it is. No, out with the old, in with the new, and then close people the exact same way every single time. What do they need? How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization. That's how to sell a fluid exchange, and that's how to sell almost everything. Tune in next time. I got one little wrinkle on how to sell a fuel service. You guys have a great day. This is Mitch Hart with Mike Central. Peace.